everyone, welcome to a new video on the channel. This is the first wrap-up video of 2023 and I know I'm a few days late in putting this up. As you noticed with the rest of the videos that have come out this month, they've all been a little bit delayed, and so here we are trying to catch up now. And I'm aware that February is the shortest month of the year, and so I'm going to have a lot of catching up and a lot of things to do and try and fit in. But let's hope that I can get it all done, because I have some really great ideas for this year and I'm really looking forward to sharing them with you all. If you're new here, you won't know that this is a new way of setting up my stats and ending the month off. I normally would have a favourite read page, but I decided over the year of 2023 to take that one out. I felt that it was a little bit redundant just because I already had a space on the stats page to put down what my favourite read was, and whatever I was writing on those pages was essentially, I was just copying from my Goodreads reviews or Storygraph reviews. So I thought, since I already have that down in other places, if I wanted to check out what I thought about that book, I could go to those places. Whilst it was really pretty and stuff, I've just decided that I'd rather have a bigger front cover and go harder on the decorations than have that space in this journal. So that's why we are starting straight into the stats in this video, and you'll notice that I'm doing it very different this year as well, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Just a lot of changes that I wanted to make that are small, but they're impacting in different ways. So whilst I am showing you how I set up this page, I'm just going to talk a little bit about some things that I wanted to do and what I won't be able to do with January, but hopefully going forward. I really wanted to have two separate videos, well, two videos, but be separate from each other. One talking about the books that I read over the month in person, so holding the book up and talking about what I liked and didn't like about them, have a little bit more of a deep dive, and then have these wrap-ups where it's more focused on the bullet journal, on the aspects, how I felt reading that month, and the stats. I really wanted to have two separate videos. I ran out of time, so I haven't been able to do that, so I'm going to stick with the normal format for just this video. But if you think that would be a really cool idea to see the books that I read and my thoughts about them in a little bit more detail, please let me know and I will try that for February. So in the month of January, I read a total of 14 books, and I had a pretty decent month. I would like to describe this month as the 4-star month, because that is the rating that I gave out to the majority of books, and it just felt like every time I get to the end of the reading session, I go, oh, that's a 4-star read, oh, that was alright. And so it's been a really interesting month. I had 6 arcs, so I believe all of those arcs got 4 stars, and yeah, it was just a nice month. I think that at the start of each year I tend to be a little bit easier on myself about ratings, and I'm just so excited to get into the year. So it'll be interesting to see if the same type of books get 4 stars later on in the year, or if I've become a bit more critical, a bit more jaded from reading other types of books and my expectations for the year have increased. We're getting into writing down those stats now, and as you can see, I read 4,890 pages, which is pretty decent for the amount of books that I read. My average was 3.86. I had 6 arcs. I brought 11 books, but some of them were gifted to me. I hired out 10 books from the library, but I actually only read 1. And I started 9 different series. I finished 1 series, and I had 2 different standalones, and I didn't DNF anything. I had 3 physical books, 11 ebooks, no audiobooks this month for formats. For type, I had 13 novels and 1 novella, and it was split down the middle on the audience, 7 adult books and 7 YA books. I didn't read anything else. Now I'm filling in these little graphs. I decided to do my star ratings and the genres as graphs just for a visual this month and see how I like it, and I really ended up liking it. And down the bottom you can see 2 little pictures. They are the most favourite and least favourite books of the month. So my only 5-star read of January was Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, and I highly recommend this book. If there's any book that I could ever talk about right now that I want you to go and read if you like fantasy, especially fae fantasy, and you like dark enchanting worlds, but also like it's just whimsical and lovely at the same time. It's hard to explain. Please pick this book up. It is absolutely phenomenal. I've been recommending it non-stop on Instagram, and I cannot stop recommending it enough. Like, it's just so good and I love it so much. I cannot wait to get my hands on a physical copy. It was an arc for me. I read it at the start of the month and I'm still thinking about it. I cannot wait for the second book in the series, and I've never read anything by Heather Fawcett before, but she has got me hooked now. And the least favourite read of the month is The Whispering Dark by 𝓘𝓽𝓮𝓮, and this is a bit unfortunate because this was actually the book club read for 𝓤𝓲𝓷𝓭 𝓜𝓮, and that is a book club that I co-host, and the idea was absolutely fantastic. Like, had it been executed properly, oh my god, it would have been an easy 5-star read, but it was not. It left more questions than anything, and it was just really frustrating that there were so many errors. And yeah, I'm not going to get deep into why I hated it so much, but I'm just so sad that this idea didn't get the justice it deserved, and I think it's overhyped the book. So most of the people in the book club also felt the same. I actually was more generous with my star rating of 3 stars. So we finished filling in the stats. I put my little collage up the top. I didn't put them into order of how much I enjoyed them, but how I read them. And we're flipping through the book. You can't see the title right now because I'm too zoomed in. And this is the day's read pixel. So I really love this page. I normally say how tedious it is to fill in 2022. It was because I didn't put the grid in, and now that I've put the grid in, oh my goodness, I absolutely love filling this in. So I'm filling in all the days that I read one book on at the minute. You can't really see that purple. It's really cool watching it dry into its color though on page, but I really love this color in person. And I spent most of the month reading either 1 or 2 books each day. I only had 3 days where I didn't read this month, and yeah, had a really good month of reading for how consistent I was. I might have not been able to read like as much on some days as I would have liked, but the fact that I was able to consistently keep on top of things and keep reading and enjoying the books that I was enjoying, I'm classing January as a really good start to the year. February is so far continuing on with a decent enough theme, but I really did enjoy reading over January. I'm pretty sure I'm going to really enjoy filling this page in each month because of how colourful and bright it's looking with all the different colours on there. I only had one day where I read 3 books, and that's the teal colour. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this one came together. That was me just testing that it was dry before sticking this on top and moving through. I really should have zoomed out a little bit more. There we go. So you can see a bit more of the pages. And here we are doing Read the Rainbow. So this is a new page for me, and I decided that out of all the pages I had jotted down that books, sorry, I would only put these 3 in because I wanted to go with the backdrop being the full colour rather than having just some of that colour on the front, or a majority of that colour. So I only put the 3 down. I put down 𝓤𝓷 𝓤𝓮𝓮, Secretly Yours, and The Whispering Dark. And I'm really happy with how this page is turning out. I decided that I would continue on using the colours that I use to represent the star ratings. So purple is 4 stars and orange is 3 stars. Yeah, that was that book done. Now we've got the other book to go into, and this is just my general stats data keeping book. And I'm really going to be honest here and say I'm so sorry that this footage is awful. Um, I was filming this later at night with under a what is it? Artificial lighting, ring light, and I think I need to turn that off when I'm working with this because there'd still be enough light. Just because the pens that I've found that work best on this paper are metallic, and in certain lights it's very difficult to read, so I'm so sorry that you cannot really take in this information. And I also needed to zoom out even more so you could see the entire page. So coming for February, I will definitely make sure that I am more set up when I'm doing this wrapping up. Now you can see I've made a huge error here. That was supposed to represent that the series is now complete, but that colour is way too dark for the paper, and as you see it bled through. I'm just finding some books that I hadn't yet already marked off, and there's one that I actually put in the wrong colour, so I've just gone over with the right one. And that is my series tracker done. I think I finished off 2 books on my own TBR this month. It was Scythe, and I've also got, I'm actually putting in books that I've read for February right now, which is a bit cheeky, but those 2 books there were yeah, ones that I owned and have read just recently. The other book that I read that was my own was The Whispering Dark, so I'd already marked that off. Here we are at the end of the video. I hope you like the new format. I definitely have some room to improve, and I'm looking forward to sharing February's wrap up with you all. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I'm so glad that you stopped by, and I'll be back with a new video sometime very, very soon when I finish filming the week of what I'm doing right now. So hopefully you'll see that next. Bye everyone!